My name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, and this is my Makeup Monday for Monday the 17th of June 2024. Today I'm going to play with a bundle because the bundles are discounted a further 10% until the end of June. This is my second most, I don't know, I've got too many favourites. This is another favourite bundle of mine. It's the Layers of Beauty bundle that's got the stamp set, the dies and the masks. Now, I have played with this before and done a video with this one previously, but I thought I'd just have another play. It's a beautiful bundle. So we can flip down to the craft desk and get started. Okay, so let's just move all this nonsense to one side and have a look in the catalogue. So the Layers of Beauty bundle is on page 57 in the annual catalogue, and it's this stamp set, the dies and the masks. Now it is normally, let me have a look, but the light's shining on it. It's normally $99.75 in Australia, already discounted 10% when you buy it as a bundle, but you can take another $9.97 off that price, and that brings it to just under $90 for this bundle. It's a beautiful bundle. You do need the big stamp and cut emboss machine, the big one, the large one. And these machines are also discounted 10% until the end of June. So it's 10% off the mini and 10% off the large cut emboss machine. So with this bundle, you do, with this larger die to cut the big flower out, you do need the larger cut emboss machine. We're also going to use some ribbon in the new catalogue. I probably shouldn't call it the new catalogue anymore. It's number 11. So it's the petal pink and white diagonal trim ribbon. It's really pretty. And we're also going to use, well, on the two cards, sample cards I made, I used the iridescent pearls and the flat, what are these ones called? Flat adhesive backed pearls. They're also iridescent. They both carried over, so they're in the annual catalogue. What else am I using? I've already run something through one of the embossing folders. It's this new Eyelet 3D embossing folder on page 129. That's a lovely embossing folder as well. So a few things out of the new, the annual catalogue. So let's pop that down. So I'll show you some cards I've made already using this bundle. Now this is my next class. That's the 29th of June. We're using this bundle in the class, and these are the cards we will be making. Oops, turn it around this way. So this one's got no stamped image. We've just used the masks. This one, I've stamped and die cut it and then just put it down flat. This one I've stamped, die cut, did some extra die cutting and popped it up on dimensionals. So they're the cards in my class on the 29th of June. That class is full. Everyone seemed to want to come to that class, so that's good. And these are some others I've made. This was using Petunia Pop, and I've put a bit of Winker Stella on the roses. This one was using Daffodil Delight and Peach Pie and Real Red. Oh, that's right, these are the two. And this one is the same, using Daffodil Delight, Peach Pie and Real Red. I was just playing around trying to get the look of a double delight rose, but it really does work better if you use the lightest colour first and then work up through the colours, lightest to darkest. That's doing it reverse, darkest to lightest, but it still looks good. So they're my previous plays with this bundle. I'm just trying to work out where to put them. These were my two that we're going to do a monochromatic card today. So this card, the only ink I've used on this card is the new basic beige ink. I know that seems strange, but I haven't used 3 colours or 5 colours with the leaves. I've only used basic beige. I did a little bit of blending in the background and a little bit of splatter stamping, and die cut the image out and popped it up on dimensionals. So, and this one's only using the new Pretty in Pink in colour. No other colour's been used. So monochromatic to me, I always just do black and white, probably because I'm boring, but I thought it can be any colour, like any 2 colours. It doesn't have to be black and white. So I thought we'd have a play, and I'm going to do it in blue. This time I put the Distress Tile embossing folder panel behind it because I thought this one needed lifting. So that's why I did that, and that's why I've got the eyelet embossing folder behind tonight's card. Well, today's card. You do know I record them at night, the night before. Okay, so I'm going to use Balmy Blue today. And I've just got my A5 card base, 14.9 centimetres by 21, scored at 10.5 centimetres. That's that. I've already run a piece of basic white cardstock through the cut emboss machine with the eyelet embossing folder. This piece of cardstock measures 10 centimetres by 14.4. So we'll just put those to one side because we'll deal with them later. We'll do something with them later. This piece is 10.5 by 14.9. So this is what we're going to use to stamp our image. And I am going to use my stamp positioner that has retired. This is the Stamparatus that Stampin' Up used to sell, but it has retired because I do struggle with large stamps on a large block. I can't seem to get my hand around it and be able to stamp it very well. So this is what I'm using. Now I am going to tape this down. I had another little piece of tape. Wonder where that went. Okay, that's okay. I can grab another piece. So I'm going to tape it down because I do find with the photopolymer stamps, when you put the magnets on your cardstock, that is actually a little bit thick and it stops your stamp stamping nicely. So I'm just going to make sure that's where I want it. Not really. So let me just move it up a fraction. Come on. I think, no, maybe I needed to move it down. Did I need to move it down? That's not right either. That's too far over. I think it was three across and 2 down. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Let's have a look. That. It's definitely 3 across. I might just move it up a fraction. There we go. That should be okay. That's looking good. Okay, I'll bring it down a fraction so I can. So when you're using a stamp positioner, if it's one like this, it's a good idea to put your stamp case underneath. It's gripping to my paper and I don't want it to do that. It's a good idea to put your stamp case underneath so that it gives you a nice level section to ink up your stamp. Okay, so this is my Balmy Blue ink pad, and I'm just going to ink up the stamp. The beauty of a stamp positioner is if you don't get the complete image when you stamp, you can go back and do it again if it doesn't grab your cardstock. So I'm just going to make sure that I push down really well. Okay, let me just see. I don't want it picking up the cardstock. That looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. So I will close up my ink pad for the moment and I shall get my chamois and clean that off. And pop those on my camera stand. So that's all I need that for. Ah, the magnets picked up some staples I had sitting on my desk. Okay, I'll just move that to one side and we can come back to get that. So I'm just going to pop this here. Now these are the masks with the Layers of Beauty stamp set. There's 5 of them, and I've just put a texture number on them because the number is quite hard to see. It is on the, I don't know if you can see it. No, I don't think you can. It is on the stencil, but it's sort of just pressed into it, so it's quite hard to see. So I've just put a number and a texture on it. So I'm going to start with the first one, and I'm just going to position my cardstock the way I want it. And the easiest way to line it up is to line up the centres of these smaller flowers. So can you see these smaller flowers? If you line up the centres, that's the easiest way to line your mask up. That's what I find. Once you've got it lined up, you're good to go. So I'm just going to bring it down a fraction so my head won't come in. So once you've lined it up, you can sort of line it up. See, the centres of these little flowers also work. And because stupid me didn't get my brush out. Is that the blues? Yeah, that's blue. Okay. So now I will open up my Balmy Blue again. And as I said, we are just going to use 1 ink. Okay, that looks pretty good. So it's just going to determine the pressure that you use on your blending brush as to getting the 3 layers of ink onto your image. So you just press lightly with the first layer, and that sort of replicates using the lighter colour first. If you want it a little bit darker, then you can go back and add a little bit more. It's always easier to add more because you can't take away. Okay. So let me see. Yep, you can see that there's a little bit of colour come onto that. So that's mask number 1. Mask number 2, use your small flowers to line them up again. Where is it? There it is. It just takes a little bit of wiggling. It's not too hard. You just got to just wiggle it into place. And if you use the little daisies on the stamped image and the masks, that will help you line it up. So now I'm going to ink it up again, my brush up again, and I'm going to press a little bit harder. And that gives you the middle colour. Here we go. That's probably dark enough. Let's have a little look. No, I moved it. I want to go a bit darker. I want a bit more definition. So as I said, it's easier to go back and add than to can't take ink off. Okay, so that's mask number 2. Can you see that there is tone coming there? Okay, now mask number 3 and line up the centres of your little daisies. That's the easiest way. And once you've got them lined up, it seems to fall into place. So now I'm going to ink up my blending brush again, and I'm going to push much harder to get the dark colour. Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay, so let's just lift and have a little look. Yes, there's definitely a distinct darkness coming on our third mask. I'm happy with that. I'll lift that up. So can you see how we've got the light, medium and dark colouring? Okay, so now we've got mask number 4. Now, I know you don't normally have blue leaves, but, you know, some Chinaware does have blue, like Wedgwood, and that's blue and white. And there's some other China, I can't think of the name. I used to love, and I have it, the Royal Albert Memory Lane. That's blue and white. So I am a bit of a blue and white fan. So I haven't re-inked this brush, so I'm just doing the first part of the leaves with the ink that's left on my brush. It's funny, I started collecting Memory Lane, Royal Albert Memory Lane, not long after I got married, for my 21st and that. And I've got a complete tea set, and I think I've used it twice in my life because I sort of think it's too special. I don't want it broken. Just put it in the display cabinet. Don't touch it, which is probably not the right thing to do, but you know, that's what I do. So that's our first layer for the leaves, and now we're going to bring in the 5th mask and line up the leaves. The leaves are a little bit easier to line up, but if you start with the smaller leaves, that makes it easier, she says, and she's trying to line them up. So the small leaves up here, and then you just sort of wiggle it into place. Does that make sense? Hope so. Okay, okay, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to ink up my brush, and this is going to be my darker, my heavier pressing down with the black brush to get that darker layer. I can hear my oven beeper going off. I'm doing a roast leg, not leg of lamb, shoulder of lamb. There we go. And I said to my hubby, I said, can you turn it off and take it out of the oven when it goes off? That's what we're having for dinner. So there's our monochromatic blue, or Memory Lane. Let's call it Memory Lane roses. And I've just used that one in colour. So now I will die cut my stamp out and be back in a minute. Okay, so here we are with our die cut flower. So I shall put that back in my case this way round. And the way you clean your masks off, you can just wipe them off with the chamois, or you can run them under a tap, or you can use a baby wipe, and that cleans the ink off your masks. Okay, so let's bring this back in. And I am going to, I don't know if you can see it on this one, probably not, but I did rub the blending brush over the distressed tiled embossed cardstock just to add a little bit of pink to the background, and I'm going to do the same with the balmy blue on the eyelet embossing folder. I don't want to re-ink it in case there's enough ink on it, and I think there's enough ink on the brush. I just want a little hint of blue just to soften the white down. There we go. That looks nice. I think that's nice. Can you see that? Or is my lights might be too bright. Okay. So we're going to, we could do this landscape. These two I did portrait, but we could do it landscape perhaps. Let's have a little look. Which way shall we do it? That's quite nice. Or is that upside down? I never know which way to put the roses. I think that's better. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's attach. We'll go landscape and we'll attach. I want to put a little bit more ink on my eyelets. You know, I had forgotten all about my memory lane tea set until I was just talking about it with you guys, and this is really, oops, this is really reminding me of that. It looks stunning in my display cupboard. I'm dating myself by saying, you know, I got a tea set. Who gets tea sets these days? Nobody. Nobody. Okay. Now I shall get my dimensionals in, and we shall pop these on the back. You can pop as many as you want. Up to you. I like to make sure that I know it's going to stick. That's probably all I need. What do I need? Some. Oh, I just think I need this one, like here. That should be enough. That's one for later. Okay, so now I'm just going to get my old pokey tool. That came off. Had a nice day today, but Saturday was quite wet. But today's been nice, so I hope we have a nice week. It's always nice, the working week, isn't it? Okay, so let's just put, oh, will we go landscape? I mean portrait. No, I'm going to go portrait. I've changed my mind. It's a woman's prerogative. Let's just whack it down. Whack it down. Now, I do need to go to my little die box and find, oh, I've got to work out the sentiment. Ooh, God Bless looks nice. And here's a little tiny stylish shaped die. God Bless. That will fit beautifully. Okay, let me grab a little block. I don't need a block this big, but I will use it. Okay, now I haven't used this stamp before, so I'm just going to get my eraser and just run it over the photopolymer stamp, because I do find that helps the image to stamp better. Okay, let's. So don't forget my new card and a cup of time. It's Wednesday at 3 o'clock now. There we go. God bless. And I want to use some of this pretty, isn't this ribbon nice? It's really nice. I didn't put ribbon on that, but oh, we've also got this. This is a new one I've gotten too. What's this one called? Iridescent. I don't know what that says. It's in the annual catalogue. Maybe I could use that. Or it might be too thick. Let's have a little look. Let's open it up. As I said, I haven't even opened it up yet. come on, off you come. There you go. That is pretty. Oh, yes. But is it too big for... We could put God Bless up here and the ribbon down here maybe. Let's have a look. Let's see how... Can you see how it's iridescent? And that would go with the iridescent pearls that I'm using. So let me just see what sort of bow I can make with this. Very pretty. Oh, nice. I don't want it too, I don't want the loops too big. I don't want any of it too big, because I don't want it to take over the card. Or should I put my ribbon up there? Oh, the decisions. I think I want the ribbon down the bottom. Let's just do this. Nice. Very nice. Oh, this tail's too long now. Okay, I could put that down there. Or I could put it this way. I see the decisions. Okay, as it comes to crunch time, we shall get some little dimensionals for this little banner. So these banners I've used are the Stylish Shape dies. They are the best dies to have in your craft collection. They are so useful. I use them all the time. So I'm just going to pop that there. And I'll grab a dot. There we go. Glue dot. And I'm going to put that just here. Where am I going to put it? Here. Let's just make a decision and go with it. Now I shall get some of the iridescent. I don't know whether to use the flat back pearls or the normal pearls. I think I'll go with the normal ones because they're really delicate. I wonder if I can make that a bit smaller. I'm doing a little bit of tweaking as we go. I believe you can colour this ribbon with your blends as well. I won't do that now that it's on the card because that could be just a catastrophe. We don't want that. There we go, I just made the tails a little bit smaller. Okay, so these are the beautiful iridescent pearls that carried over. They're in the annual catalogue. And I'm going to put one here. And shall I? I might put the bigger ones. The little ones might get lost in amongst the eyelets. Oh, that's the same. That's the same level, and I don't want that. I'll just put that there for the moment. I'll use another one. I've got to buy more of these. I've got to buy some more. Okay, and they take on the, they look blue. They get a bit of a blue tinge with the blue card. Does that look nice? Let me get rid of that light a little bit. That doesn't help either, I don't think. It's very pretty, isn't it? And just one ink, but it just depends on how much pressure you put on the blending brush. So they're my monochromatic cards. Let me just... I've moved a lamp, so now goodness only knows what shine or whatever it's going to show on me. So I'll just pop my pearls back in my bling box. Got to get some more of those. I do like them, but that ribbon is very nice. Look how pretty it is. It's just very, very nice. So it's $15 in the annual catalogue. So they're my monochromatic cards using one of my other favourite bundles, the Layers of Beauty bundle with the masks and the dies. Masks. So I hope you enjoyed that. Remember that the stamp die bundles are 10% off, a further 10% off until the 30th of June, as are the cut emboss machines. So just keep an, that's another bundle in the catalogue that is reduced another 10%. This beautiful Layers of Beauty one. Just gorgeous, I love it. So let me come back here. There we go. Yeah. My lamp's now all twisted down. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed that. The beautiful monochromatic Layers of Beauty reminds this one reminds me of my Royal Albert Memory Lane tea set that I've probably used twice in my life. But it's in my display cabinet and it looks beautiful. So hope you enjoyed that. Have a play with your masks with this bundle if you've got it, and see what you can create. You don't have to use all different colours. You can just use one colour and it can look stunning. So thank you for watching. I will see you on Wednesday at 3 o'clock for Card and a Cuppa, and have a great start to the week. Thanks for watching.